G is not for giraffe. S is not for sheep. E is not for eyes. You know those cute alphabet resources that we all buy for our kids? You know, the ones that say A is for apple or D is for dog. I mean, they look great, but some of these can actually be a little bit confusing when it comes to learning sounds. And let me tell you why.
Off you go. Apple.
Yeah. What letter is this?
A.
What sound does A make? Good job. Like in?
Ba.
Let's look at this example more closely. When children first start learning phonics, they learn what we call the basic alphabetic code. That means one letter, one sound. When we think about G is for giraffe, we want them to learn that G says G, like in goat. But when we see G is for giraffe, that's teaching them a less common sound for the letter G. This comes a little bit later, so we want them to focus on that first initial sound that forms the basic alphabetic code first. So this can be really confusing when you're first teaching a child to read. Then you look at these examples. O for owl, S for sheep. In both of these ones, the S and the O are actually forming part of a digraph. That's when two letters are making one sound. In both of these examples, the digraph is beginning the word, not that most common sound for each letter of the alphabet. So these are really confusing for children, and these are taught much later on in their phonics journey. Now, don't get me wrong, resources like these actually do have some good parts. When it comes to matching the letters like this, in the upper and lower case, this is really important. This is what we call letter recognition, and this is where the children learn to recognize the upper and lower case forms for each letter. This is so important. But when it comes to actually teaching phonics, when it comes to the sound that letter makes, that's where an example like this can really throw kids off. And it's not just alphabet resources that do this. I've seen plenty of early spelling puzzles that do the same thing. They're often branded as beginner spelling or first steps in spelling, but they have these 3 or 4 letter words that look really simple, but they're actually not. Have a look at this. A word like cow. This is a 3-letter word. It may appear simple to the outset, but it actually has a digraph at the end, OW. It's 2 letters making one sound. It says ow. This is really confusing for kids at the start. They can't sound this out with single sound correspondence. You look at this one, boat. It has another vowel digraph in the middle, OA. Again, children can't sound this out. So it looks simple, but it's actually not. So instead of helping, some of these examples can actually muddy the waters for kids as they're just starting to link their letters and sounds together. So while these examples may be fun or harmless, they're actually making phonics harder for beginners. And that's because they're mixing up the basic and advanced alphabetic code. So if you've got resources like this at home, don't throw them out. Just use them for the right purpose. For these alphabet resources, use them for letter recognition, matching upper and lowercase letters, naming the letters. With the example words, use them for vocabulary and discussion. Talk to them. What is a giraffe? What do they eat? Where have you seen one? And then when it comes to teaching the sounds for the letters, stick to that basic alphabetic code. Make sure you're choosing the right examples and introducing other examples if the example word isn't quite right. So next time that you're looking at an alphabet resource, look closely at the examples and think, are these accurate? Is it teaching the most common sound for that letter? Because strong readers start with clear, consistent sound knowledge, not confusing examples. If you found this helpful, give it a like and subscribe for more learning to read tips. And in my next video, I'm going to go through all 26 letters of the alphabet and the most common sound for each of those letters. It's going to be your go-to guide for teaching the basic alphabetic code to your child. Stay tuned.